Yo, what's good? It's your boy Dot from Dot Me Now Coaching and Entertainment for Coaching. My links are down below. I have several different spiritual readings down below. In fact, I actually have a spiritual service that can help people with understanding the astral, getting access to the astral, what's holding them back from the astral, what they could do to better improve their astral projection ability and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I got astral advice down below. I also have an astral projection course, and inside that course I talk about all kinds of astral mastery, whether it's with dreams or with out of body experiences. You know what I'm saying? I have all my social medias down below. All my links are down below. Go check your boy out. It's pretty saucy. And inside this video, I have a saucy video about dreams. So drop a like because it's gonna be fire. Subscribe if you're new. You're not gonna regret it. I promise you that you're not. Let's get right to this video. So I got a couple of notes down, right? This video is going to be about kind of like why you have mundane dreams and how to have more like meaningful dreams or like more spiritual dreams, or it's just the kind of dreams that you want to have, you know? So what is a mundane dream? Well, pretty simply, it's a dream that's kind of focused on like regular behind mundane reality, right? This could include dreams that deal with like eating or like doing chores or like just going to work or hanging out with friends or being at like random locations or like being at school. Now, granted, like for example, doing chores, going to work and being at school, those aren't even always as mundane as they may seem. You know what I'm saying? And actually, let's define mundane based off of Google. You know what I'm saying? It means lacking. It means here we go. I meant this one. It's because the first one is lacking interest or excitement, dull, which I may be expressing that, but I really mean this one of this earthly world rather than a heavenly or spiritual. So you're just having randomly like you're just having like these random like earth dreams that may be like dull and you think have no meaning. Even dreams that you may think have no meaning, they usually probably have some kind of meaning to them that you can understand. So let's talk about why you have certain mundane dreams. So you have mundane dreams because you have mundane desires, even if only on a subconscious level. Because inside your conscious mind, you could know that like you want to do this spiritual thing and you want to do that crazy thing. But on like subconscious and unconscious levels, if you desire mundane things, that is what you'll dream about, because there's many different ways of defining a dream, but people most commonly like the most common dreams that we understand just deal with astral experiences that take place with inside of your own mind, and your subconscious mind is usually influencing those. You know what I'm saying? So if you have mundane desires on a subconscious level, you're going to experience this. So let's get into some of them. Like if you have dreams about eating something, right, you probably want to eat that. I remember with me, right, there's one time I just had a dream. I was eating like mad mac and cheese. Now the thing is, I'm a vegan, so like I haven't ate mac and cheese in a grip, unless it's like vegan mac and cheese, right? But inside the dream, nigga, I was just eating hella mac and cheese because a part of me still desired that, even though I'm a vegan. So I kind of had dreams about that shit. I've had dreams about eating other shit. There's actually one time where like I left my body, right, and then like when I left my body, I was like out for a good period of time to the point where I literally forgot that I was out of body. Now, I just thought like I was like awake in real life, and while this happened, I went downstairs to get some guacamole and chips because I was thinking about the guacamole and chips before I went to sleep. So I kind of wanted to eat it before I went to sleep, but it was too late to eat food. So I'm like, I'm not going to do that. But when I left my body, once I forgot that I was in the astral, I just started acting off my desires and actually ate the guacamole and chips. And it was weird because when I ate it inside the astral, it burned the out of my stomach. Then I woke up with my stomach kind of like burning, and I was like, wait, that was weird. But like I said, like I had a desire to do that, so I did it inside the astral. Like I literally left my body when that happened. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when it comes to chores, like you may be pressed about doing chore like, inside your physical reality, right? If you have a lot of chores to do and stuff like that that you haven't done, you're gonna probably dream about it. You know what I'm saying? Or other things in your life, right? You could also be stressed about. You could also be stressed about like other things in your life, and inside of your dreams it kind of appears like you doing chores. Like you may have to do like some like monotonous task inside your real life, And but then like your brain and your mind associates that with like a boring ass chore, like taking out the trash. Like a dream about taking out the trash may not even be as mundane as you think. That could be symbolic of cleaning out certain stuff with the side of your life, inside of your mind, or both. Like taking out the trash can be symbolic of like taking out the trash inside of your mind, or taking out the trash inside your real life, or taking out the trash that's like your habits. You know what I'm saying? So even those dreams technically mean something. You know what I'm saying? And the more you understand the more you understand those meanings and kind of like fulfill the message. So for example, like taking out the trash. If you actually in real life clear out some of the junk, you'll have more like spiritual dreams and more like crazy experiences. But you got to kind of work through the mundane stuff that your mind's trying to show you, because even some of the mundane stuff isn't always random. Now, some stuff do just be like some random BS, but even that shows you that on your unconscious mind, you just have random BS inside there. Now you're having dreams about it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's say you had dreams about going to work. Well, inside your real physical reality, you might feel like you have some work to do inside the physical. Like now, it could be that you're just so used to going to work that when you dream, you just go to work inside your dreams. But it could also be symbolic of the fact that inside your real life, you may have some kind of work to do. And then it may get symbolized by your job and doing a certain job. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. If you have dreams about hanging out with certain friends, you know what I'm saying? You probably want to hang out with those friends on some kind of level. And the thing is, sometimes you'll leave your body, right, without even knowing it. And then you think you're just like dreaming inside your own mind, but really you're out of body hanging out with those people. That's happened to me a couple of times where like granted, I had like, it's not always like that. Like sometimes it is just your subconscious mind appearing as these characters. But there have been times where like I've had dreams that were really just me being out of body, hanging out with certain people that I couldn't in the physical. You know what I'm saying? But I also like it's crazy because this still happens sometimes now. Where, like, I have like certain dreams about very specific people who I'm really close with, but I don't talk to as much as in my real life. So because of that, whenever I feel like I want to talk to them, I have dreams about them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's say you have dreams about being at random behind places. This could be because you may want to explore certain places, or the places can represent different moods and states that you're going through. So, for example, let's say that you have a dream and you're inside of like a bar, and like the bar has like all this like satanic imagery, because I've seen bars like that in real. Like I don't really be going to the bar, but I know people who've went to bars and they be having like satanic symbolism and all kinds of stuff. Well, granted, I guess I've been to like a form of a bar with going to like different shows, because my boy's a rapper, so I go to his shows and he's performed at like club slash bar type things. So I kind of been to those. My whole entire point is, right, if you have a dream at like that place, that could be showing that like in your current state of mind, it could be satanic energy around you. And now you dream about a place that has satanic imagery. You know what I'm saying? It could be that you may be at like a fucking amusement park. You know what I'm saying? Maybe at like fucking Six Flags, and that could be because inside your mind you're kind of seeking some form of like adventure or excitement. So therefore, that reflects as a location that kind of helps you to express that, which is like Six Flags. You know what I'm saying? You could be at an aquarium randomly. That could symbolize that you may want to connect with water more, or connect with sea life more. Or you might just dead ass want to go to a fucking aquarium. You know what I'm saying? It could be several different. Oh my God, why is my phone not plugged in? I just got hit with the low battery, John, bro. Oh nah, my John was definitely plugged in earlier too, and I can't really pause this video because it's inside cinematic mode. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to plug this joint in real quick while talking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But don't click off the video. In fact, you should probably like the video right now and subscribe if you're new, because your boy is pretty saucy. And I'm going to teach you guys how to stop having these mundane dreams. I bet it's in there. So, yeah, drop that like real quick, subscribe if you're new. But, yeah. Let's say you have dreams of being at school. Now, most of the time, when you have a dream of being at school, you're usually being taught something either in your life and or subconsciously. Like I'm telling you, do not sleep on dreams where like you're in school. Don't sleep on any of your dreams, even if they're like super duper mundane, because if you learn, like if you understand why those mundane dreams pop up, because sometimes those mundane dreams might have a message, which I just explained some of them right now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like if you take the messages even from the mundane dreams, you'll have higher spiritual dreams. But here's how you stop having mundane dreams, right? So you need to stop having mundane desires, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of simple, but I'm gonna get deeper, right? So learn to meditate, right? And get deep inside your subconscious and recognize what desires lurk within inside of your subconscious by simply just feeling them and seeing what kind of naturally pops up. Like you could meditate and get deep inside yourself and then kind of recognize what's laying there on like subconscious levels, right? You could also simply just ask yourself while in meditation what desires you have. And then just be open to seeing them with this side of your mind. Let's say you like when you're meditating you can't naturally kind of like feel them. You could always simply just ask like, yo, like especially when you get like pretty deep, like let's say you meditate for like 10 minutes real quick against like a pretty like decently deep state. You could be like, yo, subconscious mind, show me what desires I have inside of myself. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, you could do that even like right now. It's just that when you meditate and get a bit deeper, you have less resistance and you're more open to seeing the truth. Like for example, you might desire some very lustful things, right? A lot of people do. Now, you may not want to admit that when you're like fully awake inside your conscious mind. You know what I'm saying? So, therefore, when you ask, what do I desire? You just see the things that you feel good about desiring. But when you meditate and get a bit deep, you kind of cut your ego out the way and then you say, what do I desire? And then you start saying a whole bunch of lustful stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? Hey, we all been there before, bro, including me, bro. I've been there before, you know? Granted, I ain't gonna say I'm fully there now, you know, but I've been there and I've had to work through that type of stuff for myself to evolve higher inside my life. So get into a decently good meditative state and just ask that question and be honest with yourself, right? Now after that, you're gonna have to like fulfill these desires mentally or physically. Now there's different ways to do this. Now you can just simply see them as like not important, right? That's number one. Like with certain desires, you could be like, you know what, I desire that, but that's not important. And then you can literally just simply use logic to explain why it's not important, right? You could also just imagine certain things being fulfilled, right? Or you could feel the emotion of fulfillment towards that desire. Here's what I mean. You can tap into any emotional state right now, especially when you like meditate, right? And get like a bit more open. From there, you could be like, yo, what does fulfillment feel like? Like right now, I just kind of like as I'm saying that, I'm kind of thinking about it right now and what fulfillment feels like. Now you could bring that emotion and then think about a desire and then kind of place that emotion on that desire. What I'm saying may sound a bit confusing, but it's gonna make sense if you're actually trying to do it. It's like you gotta just it's like you think about a desire, and you're like, oh, I desire that. Then you gotta just feel the emotion of fulfillment. And you kind of put it towards that desire. Like for example, I've done this a lot when it came to like certain foods, right? Like if I have a dream, if I had a dream about like food, right? I'd wake up like, yo, like, why do I desire that? And I just think about it more. And like I could use logic, like nigga, if I ate that shit, I'd feel sick as fuck. Because when me becoming vegan, it wasn't about like I want to be like no, I turned vegan because all those foods just made me feel sick as shit. Especially because I was doing more energetic practices, and I've been doing a lot of them Johns now. So because of that, my bodily system changed, and it couldn't tolerate certain foods no more. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of just happened to me naturally. So I could use logic to kind of say like, yo, if I eat that, I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna feel horrible, and then I can imagine that horrible feeling, and it's like, yeah, I don't like that. Then sometimes I've just felt the fulfillment of like, yo, like for example, like I used to love mac and cheese, right? So that's gonna be a good example, right? There's a little time like I'm meditating and I thought about mac and cheese. I'm like, you know what? That is fulfilled. I just feel fulfilled. And I could like think back on times when I ate mac and cheese and remember kind of how that felt. And it kind of tells my body like, yeah, like you already done this, so it's okay. You know what I'm saying? You could also just fulfill it in the physical. Like some stuff may need to be done in the physical. Like you may be like, yo, what do I desire, right? And then you start seeing like a certain debt Like you may have like unpaid bills, you know what I'm saying, and that's what pops up. Because you can have dreams about, like, for example, you may have dreams about getting somewhere late, like you need to go somewhere but you're always late, right? Those types of dreams deal with, like, usually like some form of like fear of missing out, or, and I should say and or, 'cause it could be both of these. But when you have dreams of like being late somewhere, it usually deals with either like a fear of missing out, or you may feel like you're not showing up on time for something inside of your life, whether it's paying bills on time, whether it's taking action upon certain important things inside of your life. Like maybe you have like a fucking training to do for your job, you know what I'm saying, but you're doing it too late. It's like when you have those dreams about getting somewhere late, usually inside your life you either fear missing out on that event, or I should say, and or you kind of feel like you're doing things inside your life but it's kind of late when you do them. Like you pay your bills late, or you do your training late, or like you do your chores late, or like you just handle your responsibilities in a way that's kind of like late, you know what I'm saying? So even that, it's like, okay, if that's the case, start doing it early. Like do it in the physical right now. Like you can either fulfill it mentally through all these different mind tactics, or just get on it in the physical right now. Like if you desire a girlfriend or a boyfriend, try to get one. You know what I'm saying? Or just be like, that's not important right now. Either way, there's different ways to fulfill the desires, right? Because that's a part of stopping mundane dreams, stopping the mundane desires. Also, you have obtaining higher desires, right? Now, how can you do this? I mean, number one, just meditate, because this is where your conscious mind comes into play, right? Because on a conscious level, we like to act like we care about certain stuff, but then subconsciously we kind of care about other things. So here's where meditation can help, right? You can meditate, actually, okay, because I should, because I already wrote this down, but let me put this on top, because I wrote a list of things you could do to obtain higher desires, but let me boom. All right, so number one is like you can meditate, right? And you could like fill your mind with that desire. So you could like meditate for like 10-20 minutes, get kind of deep, and then think about the higher desire that you have, whether it's like learning from a spiritual teacher, or whether it's like maybe you want to fight demons in the astral, or maybe you want to like I was gonna say like get like some type of superpowers, but I ain't gonna lie, I kind of don't like that, because most of the time you could have dreams that teach you certain things, but you trying to fucking fly and shit. It's like you meant to learn something else. But you get my point though, right? It's like it can also be about like let's say that you don't see love as a mundane desire. Okay, fill your mind with a whole bunch of love in that desire. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, meditate and fill your mind with the higher desires, right? Especially when it comes to like gaining certain lessons from your dreams, right? Like you could ask yourself, like, yo, I want more clarity about this situation. I want to learn this spiritual lesson. I want to get taught about time. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Fill your mind with that in meditation, right? You could also do affirmations, right? And then constantly, my fault, I was reading a text from somebody. But anyway, you can also like do affirmations and constantly see what you desire, especially in meditation. You know what I'm saying? So it could be like, I desire to learn X, Y, and Z, or I want to learn X, Y, and Z. You can also like imagine yourself learning these things, right? Now, what that's doing is it's kind of telling your mind that you want this, you want this. It's best to do this in a meditative state, because if you do it while being like wide awake, it could help, but you're not always reaching your subconscious mind. When you meditate to get deeper, though, it's like you're more in touch with your subconscious mind. You could like kind of like fill your subconscious mind with that desire. You know what I'm saying? You could also watch TV for the things that you want to experience inside your dreams. Whether it's like you could watch, for example, you could watch Supernatural if you want to fight demons, or like watch Shadow Hunters if you want to fight demons. Or you could watch like shows, you could watch like romantic shows if you desire romance. Or you could watch shows about superpowers if you desire superpowers. Or you could watch like animes that kind of, you know how like a lot of animes like have like spiritual lessons. You could watch like those animes before bed, or like maybe like 2 hours before bed, like just pretty much watching things that deal with what you want to dream about. You know what I'm saying? That's a very good practice. You know what I'm saying? And then also naturally be focused on, this is a really important one. Naturally be focused on higher things in everyday life. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like the most, like this is like one of the most simple ones, right? Bro, like with me, right? I have a lot of spiritual dreams because in real life, I'm always focused on that. Like some people only have like a set time where they're like for like me, I don't have a set time to meditate or to do anything. You know what I'm saying? I just do it spontaneously. You know what I'm saying? Before I had a set time, but at some point, my whole entire life kind of became spiritual. Therefore, it was like you know what I'm saying? I just did spiritual shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, right? Some people have a set time to like meditate or to like read spiritual teachings, right? If you make that your whole entire life, your whole mind gets filled with that and it transfers over to your dreams, right? So pretty much, so like, let's say you want to learn spiritual lessons, right? Okay, study spiritual teachings more often and contemplate those teachings more often, especially before bed. Like reading, like for example, I don't want to show this book. Let's do a different book. This book about Kabbalah. You know what I'm saying? Well, you want to learn about Kabbalah and stuff. Okay, read. Oh, it's kind of blurry because of my cinematic mode, but yeah, like read this before bed. You know what I'm saying? Um, I got a Bible near me somewhere, but that's probably behind me. But there's also this book about Agni Yoga. You know what I'm saying? Okay, read this before bed and think about this before bed. And inside your everyday life, even at work, kind of contemplate the teachings from these books. You know what I'm saying? The I Ching, you know what I'm saying? You could read this before bed. I got a lot of books in front of me, I'm not gonna lie. You could read this, right? But right before bed. And then also read it like it's like you can read it like on your breaks at work or like at school. And then just contemplate the teachings more often inside your everyday life. Um, you could also work on spiritual abilities and your gifts in real life more often. A simple way is just simply just meditating more often, but you could also like practice reading people in real life. Or you could like practice with tarot cards, or you could like practice telekinesis. Wanna know what's funny? There was a point in my life where like I was practicing like it's crazy because like stuff be transferring over to my subconscious mind fast. So at one point I was like training for like telekinesis, right? You know what I'm saying? And when I started doing that, I kept on having dreams about it. Same with pyrokinesis. When I was doing that in my physical reality, I'd have dreams about it like I'd have dreams about it at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you practice certain stuff in the physical, often it transfers over to your dreams naturally anyway. So practice spiritual gifts in real life. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's reading people, reading tarot cards, doing telekinesis, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, try to practice it in real life. What even if it's like fighting. Like for example, like I'll have dreams of me like practicing my fighting sometimes because I practice fighting in real life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you could also connect with your soul constantly and introspect about your character and what state it's in, why, what desires it thinks about, and etc. So it's like your soul, right, is an individualized focal point of awareness. It's your consciousness, right? So because like meditation is a easy way to connect with your soul, but you can't always like sit down and meditate at like your job or like at school or wherever you go to, right? But you can practice mindfulness because you could like technically be in a meditative state without actually closing your eyes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like being like mindful and actually being in touch with your consciousness. The more mindful you become, you can like observe your character and its thoughts and its desires along the day. You can also start to understand why you have these thoughts, why you have these desires. You know what I'm saying? And the more mindful you are, and the more you understand why you kind of like have these typical thoughts and why your character's a certain kind of way throughout the whole entire day, you kind of like pierce into the subconscious a bit because you start to like understand it even throughout your everyday life. Like practicing mindfulness would be is very important to understand what goes on with you on an everyday basis because this also affects your dreams. Like for example, let's say like you're not that mindful, right? This could mean that like on a daily basis, right? you don't even realize it, but you may have like you may go like minorly like unconscious like you may be at work, but you're daydreaming about certain stuff, or you're having thoughts about certain stuff, or desires about certain stuff. And if you're not really like aware of what's popping up and why it's popping up, that kind of it's the same stuff inside your dreams. When you go to sleep at nighttime, those daydreams and those thoughts and those desires pop up at nighttime, then you have dreams about them. But if you already kind of like inquire about them while being awake, you'll stop having them as much because you're gonna understand why they're coming through and how to and kind of like how to like nullify the effects of them if you simply are just mindful of them popping up inside your everyday life. Because typically you're gonna dream about things which already popped up inside your mind throughout the day, but you may not recognize it if you're not mindful. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. Also, practice detaching from the human character and recognizing what's beyond. You know what I'm saying? So this like a meditative practice once again, right? If you learn to detach from your character, you learn to observe the character and what it thinks and what it desires from like an outside view, and you're not as attached to it. Therefore, you can like dismantle it. And then also, if you practice that, you're also practicing it in your dreams, where like you can have like you maybe have like a mundane dream, right? But if you practice detaching from your character, you'll also be good at detaching from dream characters to the point where you may just become randomly lucid. I don't know why I put in quotes, but you may just well, I guess because it's not really random because you practice it in real life, but you may become randomly lucid inside your dreams because since you already practice detaching from your character in real life, you get good at detaching from the character in your dreams also, which kind of sparks a random but not really random lucidity. You see what I'm saying? And then also like focus every day on what you want to experience. So if you want to like fight demons, okay, um study that, like study like demonology, right? Understanding how different demons work and how to beat them, right? Study like different spiritual warfare methods, right? Study these things on a daily. If it's superpowers, study different superpowers on a daily. Read books about what you want, whether it's like love or like spiritual guidance, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you could like, for example, I've been reading a book called "The Life and Teachings of the Masters from the Far East," right? If you want to experience that, focus every day on like you could read that book and then contemplate the teachings from that book or contemplate the experiences from that book on a daily. So if you just focus every day truly on what you want to experience and you're also mindful of like what unconscious and subconscious desires pop up every day, you'll naturally nullify the effects of these things and stop dreaming about them. You know what I'm saying? And then when you do have dreams about them, you can understand why they pop up more, learn the lesson from them, and then kind of move on to have higher spiritual dreams. Because if you're a person who's always focused on contacting your soul and getting in tune with your soul and learning higher spiritual wisdom, it's gonna kind of be common that you have like spiritual dreams where you're like learning certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you do. Like for example, my boy, right? One of my boys, he reads the Bible a lot. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't call himself a Christian, but like he messed with that stuff heavy. So because of that, like he don't really be having dreams like that. But when he do, he be having like apocalyptic dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like at one point, maybe like a month ago, I remember he was telling me about how like yeah, like I don't really dream like that, but for the not really for the new year because it wasn't for the new year, but like he pretty much he felt like it would be good if he kind of stayed sober more, like if he smoked less or like because he likes to drink wine also, so he kind of felt like yo like I feel like I should in order to connect with source more, I don't want to always be like drinking wine or like smoking weed, right? So he took like a break from that, you know what I'm saying, which made him have dreams again. Nigga, the first dream he had was about the fucking apocalypse. And he's had several apocalyptic dreams. He's had dreams about like UFOs coming down and doing stuff also. Like because he's so focused on that in his everyday life, he had dreams about it. Like the thing is, right, he was so focused on that like he like bro, this man could not draw at all. But when he started caring about like apocalyptic stuff and like ETs and like chariots or like UFOs and stuff like that, he started drawing that stuff. Like he sent me some of his art. Like one, like he has like this one, he has like this one drawing of like him, like it's like him as if he was like put into like a god form, and he's shooting out laser beams and like blowing somebody's head off, and like he put the fucking eyeballs and the brains coming out, and he's had dreams like that also, you know what I'm saying? Because he's been so focused on that in his everyday life. Like even when we like, because we work at the same job, nigga, when we be on prep period, right? Because like teachers got to prep some time for the next class. Nigga, he's reading his Bible and shit. You know what I'm saying? He's thinking about certain stuff that would pop up beside his dreams because he's focused on that every single day. So the if you take anything from this video, simply just stop having mundane desires by focusing more and more on the things you want to dream about. Like if you want to have spiritual dreams, focus more and more on spirituality, and then also be very mindful of what thoughts and desires lie with inside your unconscious mind, which are attached to your character and your ego. If you learn to detach from that and focus on higher spiritual things, you'll naturally have spiritual dreams. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that's pretty much it for this video. Like the video, subscribe if you're new. I love you. I'm gonna catch my next video. Peace the freak out.